Hey everyone, this is Elenbaas from Nightlight Astrology. Happy Monday, everybody. Today we are going to take a look at Mercury's upcoming conjunction to Jupiter in the sign of Aries, one of the big transits of the week. And later this week, we'll be looking at Venus's upcoming conjunction with Uranus. Those are sort of the two big transits of the week. And then we'll be also looking at the astrology of April and some horoscopes for April as well. I think tomorrow I'll probably do a reboot episode on Venus in Taurus because we haven't really taken any time to look at Venus in Taurus since she entered. So probably throw up one of the old planets in profile episodes for tomorrow because it would be nice to refresh on that, I think. So that's kind of the plan for the week. But anyway, before we get into it today on Mercury and Jupiter's conjunction in Aries, don't forget to like and subscribe, share your comments, click the notification bell if you want to get updates when I go live. You can find a transcript of today's talk on the website, which is nightlightastrology.com. By the way, this is the last day that you can take advantage of the sale that we are running, which we started last week. It's a 1-week pop-up sale on all of my courses. So if you want to take advantage of that and save on enrollment to any of my online training courses, go over to the website, nightlightastrology.com. Click on the courses page, scroll down, and you will see all of the classes we offer. Readings and Passages, Masterclass, and Roots and Spheres start every January. So if you want to get a nice discount on next year's program, knowing you're going to take one of those, feel free. You can also dive in with any of the programs that have already started if you want to catch up a little bit. Horary second-year course and first-year courses start in June. First-year course also starts every November. You could buy any of these courses at discounted rates this week. Last day is today, of course. And save a significant amount. So if you click on the first year program, this one starts in June again. Go down to the bottom, you'll see the flash sale payment, which is $400 off the normal early bird rate, which is itself a good discount off from the normal tuition. So it's a really good savings, takes it down to about 50% off the normal program price. And you have until midnight tonight to take advantage of it. So last day to save. I hope some of you will be able to benefit from that. If you have any questions about the programs or the sale, email us info@nightlightastrology.com. You can also find a link in the comments section of this post or in the description of this video to our 2- and 4-class packs, which allow you to bundle several of the programs together and save even more. And again, any questions, email us info@nightlightastrology.com. All right, well, I'm going to talk about 3 things that I love and hate about Mercury and Jupiter conjunctions, Mercury-Jupiter aspects in general today. But before I do that, let's flip up the real-time clock and take a look. So here we go. I've been having troubles with my pen lately. Yeah, it's still not working. I'll have to figure out what's going on. But you can see over here in the 9th house that of this chart, which is the houses don't matter when we're looking at mundane transits like this, unless we're plugging them into a birth chart. But Mercury and Jupiter are conjoining in Aries this week. That technically happens, today is Monday, March 27th, but that technically takes place between today and tomorrow, Tuesday, March 28th. So we're starting the week off with a bang with this transit. And then later in the week, you'll see around March 30th on Thursday that Venus and Uranus are coming together. We're going to be covering that on Wednesday of this week. So a couple of big transits to look at as the week rolls on here. Okay, so given that that is the transit of the moment, I want to read you something. I love Ren Butler's entry in his book, The Archetypal Universe. This is one of my favorite cookbooks. And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me, I muted myself, so hopefully you didn't hear it. Anyway, so I want to show you the passage that he wrote on Mercury-Jupiter contacts. So I love some of the words he uses are fantastic. So what is, by the way, this is one of my favorite archetypal cookbooks where he presents combinations of planets up to 3 planets at a time, but mostly the entries are with 2 planet pairings. So there we go. So he says, for Mercury-Jupiter, a broad and expansive mind, wide-ranging interests and curiosity, a positive and optimistic outlook, a gift for planning and negotiating, well-timed buying and selling, tendencies toward over-optimism, arrogant and boastful speech, exaggeration and overstatement, taking on or promising more than one can deliver, which I comment on today in my own little list. A wide-ranging curiosity and interest, a capacity to see the broader picture, far-sighted vision, an interest in other cultures and philosophies, urges to plan long trips, educational travel, a broad and expansive mind, a positive and optimistic outlook. a talent for handling the details within large projects, gifts of fortunate planning and negotiating, well-timed buying and selling, promoting and advertising, finding solutions and alternatives that don't require spending money, eloquent and articulate communication skills, a talent for combination and synthesis of ideas, an ability to draw from many sources, an encyclopedic mind, a dramatic and inspirational approach to teaching. Shadow qualities, tendencies towards exaggeration and overconfidence, taking on or promising more than one can deliver, biting off more than one can chew, grand plans without a hope of realization, a sense of having too many choices and trouble narrowing things down, a habit of beating around the bush, grandiose thoughts, mental pride and arrogance, high minded or self righteous speech, the potential to boast and sound like a know it all, a need to have the last word. That's funny. A propensity for long-winded answers and overstatement, saying or writing too much, inability to edit, excessive extrapolation from particulars out to universal principles, mental obfuscation and clutter, an over-reliance on verbal channels of communication, habitual banter to the exclusion of more subtle modes of relating, difficulty keeping secrets, the possibility of being a big mouth or boring others, the wish that positive affirmations can engineer away negative material in the unconscious. Isn't that interesting? So anyway, those are some great themes from, and I highly recommend you check out that book. It's one of my favorite desk references, The Archetypal Universe by Ren Butler. But I'm going to tell you the three things that I hate and the three things I love about Mercury-Jupiter contacts as they come through and tend to grab me. So 3 things I love and 3 things I hate. Number 1 is the moxy. Like, from time to time, it's just fun to feel that boost of confidence. There's a little swagger, some good mojo, and a feeling of confidence. It's a very cocksure transit. You want to make sure you don't tip into like the arrogant side of things, but like you just feel like like the walk from Saturday Night Fever, like the Bee Gees, like you're just like strolling down the street, like you like you got your sunglasses on, your Mercury Jupiter contacts, especially the conjunction too, and they come together, and of course in Aries, there's just such a like a confident, big, bold kind of swagger to this transit. It's one of the things I love the most, just because it feels like you got the wind at your back. So I like that energy, as long as I don't, as long as you don't actually get cocky and do something stupid, which I'll mention later. But the moxie is great. It's just kind of a fun energy. Number 2, the big ideas and the good news. I love getting emails when Mercury is conjunct Jupiter, because it's always like, you have a refund coming in the mail, or there's news from someone being like, hey, do you want to do a podcast together? And it's someone that I like, or, whatever. So there's a way in which communication and like positive, surprising news or developments just tend to pop up around Mercury Jupiter, and it's kind of fun. It's like there's just a feeling like, oh, well, that was great to hear, that was wonderful news, or I really enjoyed talking to you, or what a great email I just got. So the kind of good news and fortunate feeling of interesting things being said or spoken or received. And then the big ideas, like just get big, grand ideas, and inspiration kind of comes flooding in. And that's one of my favorite parts about this transit, honestly. Well, number 3 would be the charm. I find that this transit is just super charming. Sometimes it's like, it's very clever. Everyone has like a friend who is just like a wily coyote, someone who is just the trickster and the charmer, and they're cocky, but they get a pass for it because they're very lovable, and they have enough self-awareness that the cockiness is allowed, because it's kind of an act. Do you know what I'm talking about? I've had several friends like this throughout my life, and they are just some of my favorite people. It is just, and oftentimes Mercury Jupiter contacts in their chart, charming people that are clever and articulate and kind of cocky, but usually in a fun, lighthearted way, that can lift you up and make you feel optimistic, and they're usually quick with words, and like they're witty. So one of the more charming combinations of planets when they're positively configured. So I could see this Mercury Jupiter in a fire sign ruled by Mars being like a little bit more charged up, especially with Mars in Cancer at the moment. Like, okay, could we be dealing with something that's a little bit more, could you see a boiling kettle and more like emotional volatility and like explosiveness of mind and speech, exaggerated big emotional outbursts or something? Like, maybe. But I think that at its best, this transit's like super charming. So those are my 3 things that I love. And 3 things that I hate are, foot and mouth syndrome. That would be the big one. Mercury comes together with Jupiter, and wow, does stuff just come flying out of my mouth? Or I just notice it in general. People just say things that are like, wow, you just said that. That was really dumb. Like you shouldn't have said that. That's going to really hurt someone. Or that was inappropriate, or that was like not well timed, or context and environment. Like, look at who you're talking to. Foot and mouth syndrome it's like Mercury just can't help itself when compared with Jupiter. I'm just going to say something and it's sort of big and dramatic and probably at times not the right thing to say at all. So that's a very real part of this transit that I don't particularly love when I get captured by it anyway. Number 2 would be over-promising and under-delivering, which Ren mentioned as well, and it's a very real thing with Mercury and Jupiter. Here's the biggest thing ever, not so realistic that it'll actually be delivered. So exaggerating, boasting, over-promising and under-delivering, pumping something up to be, the best thing ever, but then it just can't live up to the hype or expectation. That's a real Mercury-Jupiter dynamic. So that, to me, foot and mouth syndrome and over-promising and under-delivering, those are 2 very big problems with this transit. And any Mercury-Jupiter contacts you always have to watch for. Number 3 is kind of funny. Thinking a small thing is a big thing, or a big thing is a small thing. It's the weirdest thing, but when Mercury and Jupiter get together, it's like something little will come up and I'll be like, like someone will say something, and sometimes I'll take offense to it and I'll be like, oh, well, that little thing you said, it actually was a really, really big deal, and then I'll pause and be like, wait, is that small thing a really big thing? Or or is that not really a big thing at all? And I'm just blowing it up or exaggerating it to be bigger than it is. On the other hand, taking a small thing and thinking that it's a big thing, the opposite can be true, where someone presents a really big thing and through a little thinking about it, you go, that's actually not that big of a deal, right? Like that. So for example, someone says, I've got this big problem and it's huge. Oh my God, it's really going to sink us. And you go, oh no, actually that's an advantage. Or, oh no, that's easily solved. So it's funny how like things that look and appear very big can quickly become very small. And things that appear very small could be mistaken for something that's big, or something that's small could actually be something really big. Like, oh, look at this weird little quirk I discovered. And then you're like, wait, oh, actually that's a big problem. So it's funny how that can go. And the reason I put it in my hate list is because, well, it's an interesting quirk with Mercury and Jupiter, but I don't like how it's hard to judge whether something is big or small. A small detail is a big important one, or if I'm over exaggerating, or I just don't like how confusing it can be when the 2 are together, and the tendency to blow things up or not take things seriously enough, or whatever. But one thing I do like about this transit is the ability to problem solve is pretty special. Like that's a definite benefit of Mercury Jupiter is, here's a big problem, here's an easy, quick solution. That's a real Mercury-Jupiter dynamic as well. Anyway, not a long video today. I just wanted to warm us up for this week with a little fun trip around the Mercury-Jupiter jewel. Let's turn it and look and circumambulate it. Get us ready for that transit, which is today and tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll probably look at Venus and Taurus, and then Wednesday, Venus and Uranus together in Taurus. And then I think, Thursday and Friday we'll be doing astrology of April and horoscopes for April. So that's what you have to look forward to the rest of this week. I hope it's off to a good start. If you have stories to share, by the way, use the hashtag grabbed and tell us, what email shows up in your inbox, or do you end up exaggerating something or putting your foot in your mouth? Whatever your Mercury Jupiter story is, if you have one, use the hashtag grabbed, or email us your story, grabbed@nightlightastrology.com. Love to hear from you guys. That is it for today. I hope you guys have a great start to your week. And the last thing that I need to say is, don't forget that you have until midnight tonight to take advantage of the pop-up sale on all of my courses. If you want to find out more about that, nightlightastrology.com. Look under any of the courses page. You can find the link to the 2 and 4 class passes in the descriptions of this video, the description of the video, or the comments section. Any questions about our classes, or again, any of the sales, email us info@nightlightastrology.com. All right, take it easy, everyone.